So you've been doing single leg kick for a while? Well, here's a little bit of a trainer tip as to what you want to look for when you're performing the exercise. I most commonly see people doing this exercise, and really, when I first learned it, I did not know the intention of this exercise. I just thought, what is the point of bending your knee back and forth and holding on your elbows? So right now, I'm going to take a little time to dissect the movement so you can really understand where the focus is in this exercise. So here's the lovely Nicole back again, but in a new snazzy outfit. And what she's going to do is get into that position where you're on your knees, and we call this the prep position. Now here the focus is not on the knees. We are thinking about what the trunk is doing and making sure the hips aren't sagging on down, but we really think about her coming back up here and really working through the upper body and that stabilization. That's where the focus is. It's about keeping nice and long through the neck. We tend to see this happening where the shoulders sink and the chest kind of comes together, or we see this rounding of the upper back and they're here stabilizing away, and you have to cue, maybe press their breastbone forward and articulate out. The other thing I see are some little bicep curls happening as they're digging their elbows in, trying to stabilize, and when that happens, they then tend to sink, shoulders come up to the ears, tension in the neck. So make sure that they have some pressure through some of their forearm. Their hips are lifted, they're pressing out through the crown of their head, and they're staying, just press your breastbone out a little bit more, beautiful, and they're staying really engaged in that upper body. Now you can lower the hips just a smidgen, there you go. And now the legs. Now we work down the legs. We got this going, this is nice and strong. We think about what's going on in these legs. Remember, this exercise is you point in, you flex, you point, and you come back down. Well, as she moves through this movement pattern, we're thinking what's going on with the hips. Are they wibbling, wobbling? She's doing a great job of keeping them stable. What happens here? Do we lose it? Do you see when she kicks with the left, maybe one side kind of tucks under or the shoulder blade comes up? Do you see retraction going on, overly retracted shoulder blades, or do you see them staying stable? What happens over time as she performs this exercise? That gives you clues if you're personal training and you're doing Pilates work with them. Where do I need to focus on? Perhaps maybe when they move that lower body, something's going on up here, so we have to work on the area in between. The other thing I'm just going to say before we wrap up this section is that when they're performing the exercise, watch for the leg that's reaching, meaning not the knee coming up. You want to make sure that has integrity and intention, and it's not just coming back and forth. It's really pulling in, but that other leg still stays reaching long as you're bending and flexing that other foot. You can come back into that rest position and give that back a rest. Thank you for demonstrating, Nicole. So hopefully this is a nice tip and a clue into what is the focus behind the single leg kick, both the prep and the actual exercise.